All right, I wanted to hop on here and do an overview of volume profile for everybody. So let's get right into it. So volume profile is going to be the volume bars that are on the side of the graph. We all know volume typically is at the bottom, and this is the volume for a certain amount of time. So like on the daily, this is the volume per day. There's some spikes, there's some lows, all that. Well, volume profile shows you the volume that's transacted at a certain price. And so if you go to indicators and you go to, it's not favorites, but if you type in volume profile, I like to use visible range volume profile. They have fixed range, periodic range, session, and all that. You can use kind of the one you want, but I like visible range, so we'll add it. This is my default setting. Let me reset it to their default. So their default is a little different. The blue and yellow are buying and selling volume, and then the ones that are faded on the outside is the outer 30% of the overall volume. So this is showing that 70% of the volume is in this value area, is what they call it. I've never seen anyone care or use the different levels of buying and selling. So what I do is I click on it. Inputs, I like to change the row size to be a little more detailed, I guess. So we go to 100. So that gives you more bars over here. And then the value area, I put it at 100. So I want to see all the bars the same. So we do that. And then I also like to actually go to value area, and I don't differentiate between buying and selling volume. I'm just looking for overall volume. So we'll do that right there. Okay. And then also there is a point of control. This is also useful in the volume profile. This shows you the largest volume spike of the range that you were looking at. I also like to put this on the left. So this is what mine looks like. So this shows you like where the volume is transacted at certain prices. So this is going to give you the highest probability zones, or the volume nodes, I guess. And then this volume profile or point of control shows you the highest volume of the range you're looking at. So if we go to like the 4 hour, here's the range that we've been kind of dealing with recently. So as you can see, this area right here, priced from 3900 up to like 3950, very high volume node. The next one was where we consolidated for almost 2 weeks and then dropped. So this is the next highest volume. Well, this is actually the highest. This is the second. And then the third is down here at 3780 or so. So what this shows you is just where the volume is the highest. So as you scroll in and out, it'll show you like where the point of control changes. And so this is what I like to use, where I can see where the points of control are the biggest. So I know, so like down here in our most recent range, this area right here is probably one of the strongest zones that we currently have. So I would be looking to play possibly a bounce off of this area. Next zone is up here. And then the third one is down here at the lows. So price typically tends to move from node to node. So as you can see from today, we opened up above 3900 and sold off into this volume spike down here. It's not as large, so it's a smaller zone. I think if you scroll out, it might be a little bigger spike. Yeah. So you can see right here, that's the next zone that we move to. So I would expect price, if we drop, to drop down to this 3780 level from the 3830 level that we're at now. And if we push back up, I would expect 3900 to 3950 to be a hard zone to get through. So usually price moves from zone to zone, and then it has a harder time pushing through these higher volume areas. So like if we go to the replay button, let's say we didn't know that price was going to push up. So we go back to June 23rd last week. where we hadn't broken out yet, we just dipped. So we have this area, so we have the point of control up here. This is the highest volume node. Then you got one right here about 40, 15 or so. Another high volume node. Also, we have a zone there that aligns, so that's great. I don't have my zones drawn because I took some out, but the next zone we have right here is 39, 13 to 39, 40-ish area. So I would expect us that once we broke this 3780 level to move up to this 3900 area. So if you play it out, that's exactly what happened. So we got to this next high volume node and we rejected. So now we're dropping back down. This is becoming another higher volume node. You can see the volume spike kind of picking up. It's definitely not as large as these others, but yeah, so I would expect price to either drop down or move back up into this area. So the way I would use this is to scroll in and out and find your points of control for the time frames you're watching. So as we zoom in, so say we don't even take that into account, this previous upper area. This is just the most current drop and rise. This zone right here is massive. So this 3780 level is going to be a big possible bounce area. Next we obviously have this area up here that we just fell from, and then down here this next zone around 3675 or so is going to be the next one. So that's what I would be looking for. You can even use it on like the smaller time frames if you want. Maybe just use it like for the run up. So say we didn't have this drop yet. This is where we're at. So price was up here. We fell all the way down to this zone right here. This next node is what they call it. So, and then you zoom in, and there it is. So next stop is going to be 3780. I would be looking to play a possible bounce. I don't think it's going to reject us all the way to the highs or anything, but I think this would be a good area to possibly take a long, even for like a scalp. So yeah, that's how I would use it. Just zoom in and out, kind of find the zones you think are key. So, and then up here too, say we didn't even know that we were going to drop from this area. The next zone you're looking for is like the 4000 area, maybe 3980, and that's literally exactly what we dropped to. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and I'll answer them. Thanks.